AI is the new kid on the block, and we'll all wait to see what sort of teenager and adult it will become. In my working lifetime, computer technology has completely transformed whole sectors of society. Think about banking, think about publishing, shopping, and even online dating. Meanwhile, the education sector has managed to control the use of computers, adopting the parts it likes, whilst keeping the rest at arm's length. Computers are routinely used to organise education, to display information, whilst their actual use by students in the classroom is often more limited. Lessons look and feel much like they did 50 years or more ago. Education may be able to continue to do this with AI, as schools start to think about how AI could be used within their existing power structures. This needs to happen now, which is why the AI in Education project is becoming an important focus for such thinking. If the education sector does not think and plan for the future, then I fear that it risks having its power structures swept away by an uncontrollable use of AI. Students' mobile phones are a good analogy. Because many teachers have not been able to incorporate students' phones into their classroom routines, the phones have become a nuisance and a potentially significant distraction, and so may need to be banned from the classroom altogether. And the same could be true of AI. However, students will continue to use AI at home in an uncritical and unquestioning way, and that could be very bad for their education. The speed at which new technology is emerging is astonishing and reminds me of the development of Windows PCs and Macs in the late 1980s. These were a clear break with what had happened before. I think for society the same will be true of AI. New jobs will be created, countless jobs will change, and some classes of jobs may disappear altogether. Economic efficiency is a ruthless driver of social change. ICT in schools are ecosystems built and maintained by large software companies like Microsoft and Google, and schools will start to use AI when it is integrated and stabilised within their familiar ecosystems, like Office or Teams or Google Classroom. And this provides a proven way to integrate AI into their existing working routines in schools. And this will be an evolutionary change and not a revolutionary one. That said, this solution comes at quite a significant financial cost, and schools might wait until they think AI represents value for money. Meanwhile, many students will have unrestricted use of AI in their homes and on their phones, and all students need a literacy education in the safe and ethical use of AI. And this needs to begin today and not in 5 years' time. I feel both optimistic and deeply gloomy about the future of AI in education. I routinely oscillate between these positions. On a good day, I can see that we could develop reliable and stable AI tools that ask students age-appropriate questions, that can help them go towards an understanding of their own. This is an AI system that doesn't just give the right answer, but one that encourages students to think for themselves. Such an app could transform education by helping students to grow into lifelong learners. Freely and universally available, it could reduce some of the inequalities in educational provision. AI is already an excellent way of starting to understand a new topic, a supercharged search engine that will simplify, explain in different words, and translate into many different languages. Students learning with AI might present some challenges for an educational sector that defines success in terms of the ability to reproduce ideas accurately and unaided in a handwritten examination. But these objections can probably be overcome by thinking carefully about the type of questions that we ask. On a less good day, I fear that any discussion of alternative novel ways of assessment risk becoming a hostage in an ideologically driven culture war, such is the febrile nature of debate in Western society at the moment. I fear for a future where it is impossible to distinguish between the real and the fake, between the scholar and the lazy plagiarist. And any society that embraces plagiarism and misrepresentation as accepted practices will drown in information of varying levels of quality. This is the brave new world that Aldous Huxley feared, where there is so much information that no one wants to read anymore. So we take refuge in amusing ourselves with TikTok videos instead. It's education's job to try and steer a middle course through these extremes, and I am confident that it will be able to do this as long as it takes the issue seriously. Find out more about how to use AI in the classroom by looking for Pedagogy AI on the AI in Education website.